Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to look at who's walking the walk and who's talking the talk. This spread is going to take a look at kind of like the spiritual beliefs that is being held and how that is being relayed in real time, in real life. Right? That's what we say when we say walk the walk, talk the talk. It's like, are you just talking or are you actually practicing what you preach? It's that kind of energy. Um, And so let's find out the inspiration around the spirituality versus everyday life. This is a general read, so it doesn't have to fit or resonate for you. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Blood Moon Oracle is the channel, and my name is Leticia. Welcome. Let's get started. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Let me know what you think about the spread. We are taking a look at, we're going to delve into a territory that could be controversial because we're going to take a look at what they're thinking about you, right? So get whoever it is that's been on your heart, on your mind, go ahead and get them in your mind. Let's start connecting with the energy. I'm going to use my light and shadow, the tarot of light and shadow deck. And because I'm using this because it has two full decks in it. And not only are we going to be looking at their thoughts, but we're going to be looking at how you feel about them. Okay. This is a two-sided reading, revealing how you feel and how they may be feeling right now. And so get your person in your mind, and we're going to take a look, okay? I'm going to take a moment to prepare my space, to cleanse my space, to ready my cards, and so we can get started. So give me 1 second to do that, okay? I'll be right back. I have my Muse tarot deck. This is a very familiar deck, so I'm sure you probably have seen it before or heard of it. And so we're going to take a look. What is it that you believe? What do you believe? The Empress. Ooh. I feel like you believe you could be a feminist. You could be someone who believes that the women are the creators. And have this divine connection with everything. As you can see, she has the universe within her womb. You could believe that there is some higher power that operates through the feminine energy, wherewith everything comes into being, at least humanity, right? I know there's a couple of different beliefs, philosophies, especially when it comes to religion. Religion always centers the men. And, when we look at it logically, it just makes more sense that the woman would be centered, and for different reasons. This is not about a power trip, but it's just about common sense, right? And so you could be someone who actually believes in the philosophy around the woman being the center of, or the portal of spirituality, with the Empress here bringing everything into being is through her portal, through her womb, through her belly, through her soul is the entrance into spirituality. All right. And you live your beliefs expressively with the Ace of Swords, through wisdom, through what you've experienced, through what you've seen. And it is ever transforming. Like you are open to new information, to new discovery. And so that could be constantly upgrading and changing, depending on what it is that you are receiving for information with the Ace of Voices. This is really being open to discovery, new ideas. And so I feel like your spirituality is practiced through openness, through knowledge-based information and experience that you've gained through living life. There's an owl in the card, which talks about wisdom. What they're thinking about you and what you could be thinking about them. Okay, so go ahead and get your person in your mind. You have them in your mind. Whoever came up first, that's who we're talking about. Okay, so this is them. This is you. Okay, like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Let's take a look. What are they thinking about you? Four of Cups. So I feel like they could be feeling like you're a bit reserved. If they are trying to offer you a cup of love, they don't feel like you're receiving it. They may feel like you're holding out for someone else or for something else. They may feel kind of like they are holding out for something else or someone else. This person may feel like there's something that they desire that you can't give, or you feel like that there's something you desire that they can't give. There's some energy of thought of being reserved or restricted in some type of way. This person feels like you are restricted or restricting yourself or declining their cup of love. And it could be for yourself, how they're seeing that. What is this person thinking about you? Temperance. That there's something specific that you are looking for, you're waiting for, you are keeping yourself balanced for. See how she's pouring the wine in the bigger cup? It's almost like you're saving up for something. You're saving yourself for something. You have been patiently waiting on something specific. They're seeing you as someone who is incredibly patient. Incredibly patient. How are they seeing you? The Ten of Cups. Ooh. As everything that they desire. They see you as someone who is able to give them what they want or give them an experience that they desire. They see you as someone who would fit in their perfect scenario, as someone who can come into what it is that they desire and fit perfectly, maybe even add more enjoyment to their experience. They see you as a pertinent part of that with the Ten of Cups. For whoever this is, they may even see you as someone that they would like to invest in, invest time and energy, someone they may even see a family with. Ooh, this fell off. The Three of Cups. They may not want you to know, or they may see you as someone who could have another option. I don't know. There might be a little bit of curiosity about whether or not there's someone else that you have in mind with the Three of Cups. They see you as someone that they will need to compete for. For some reason, they see you as being someone that they have to compete for your attention. They feel like your attention is divided elsewhere. And so your spirituality and your theology, I don't know if I want to use that word, the way that you see your spirituality is practiced through real time of being open to new information, to learning, and to gathering wisdom from your experiences. What is the message that you carry? Ooh, the High Priestess, that we are all God within, that we all have a connection to God. Again, the High Priestess is the feminine access point. And so there's something about your beliefs that you share with the world that has to do with self-empowerment, self-realization, the fact that we have access to the source of our spirituality. We are the access to that source. How do you feel about them? The Knight of Wands. You see them as someone who, I don't know, may lack self-control, may be a bit spontaneous, may actually drive forth before really understanding the whole situation. Someone who is very risky, maybe someone very exciting and spontaneous, the life of the party. You see them as someone who has a lot of attraction coming your way. You might even see them as, sexy. The Knight of Wands. How do you see them? Hierophant. There's something very traditional about this person that you see, and it may even be to a fault. There may be things about this person that you think is a little outdated. Maybe some ways that they have that you feel is just a little bit traditional or old fashioned. You may see this person as being somewhat spiritual, or you may see them in the middle of a transition of what they're going through spiritually as well. How do you see this person? Judgment. This is someone that you see as being very vocal about what it is that they see, what it is that they believe. This is someone that you see as not being afraid to proclaim something or to speak something, even if it won't be received kindly or nicely. They see you as someone who is very outspoken, but someone who holds weight. You know what you're talking about. They see you as someone who is very informed and may have a duty. There's something about what you do. You may feel like it's part of your purpose to speak. So there's something about you being some type of messenger, a deliverer of information in some type of way. There's something that you may communicate that is mystical or revelatory. And because we pulled that last one on this side, we're going to see on this side, the Queen of Wands. There's that sexy energy, very attractive, very alluring. I feel like this person, or you see this person as someone that you may need to be careful of, or you might lose yourself in some type of way, or cross a boundary, or you may allow yourself to slip. You see this person as someone who could possibly be a heartbreaker. And I'm hearing a man eater. You see this person as a man eater. Wow. And how do you use words to convey that to others? We have the Knight of Emotions. So you could appeal to people's emotions. That may be how you express that outwardly. The Knight of Cups is rather convincing, but rather passionate and expressive as well. And it's almost like you can feel their heart when they're conversating, and it is very convincing. And so you could use words of expression to relay your message across and what it is that you believe. And you could be very passionate, very convincing about it as well. And you could openly and willingly, you're actually quite excited to share that with the Knight of Cups. And very good at how you share it too. Very convincing. And this is connected to your throat chakra. Yeah, connected to the throat chakra. Now, what is it that you believe about giving and sharing with others? Ooh, you may be a bit controlling with what it is that you have, or dominating. You may believe in what's yours is yours and what's theirs is yours too. The devil is a little bit, when it comes to sharing, giving, the devil can be possessive with what they have. They may not want to share. They may be quite selfish when it comes to what it is that you have. And so what do you give? What do you share with the world? Your emotions. So you're more apt to share something emotionally than you are to share like money or your resources. You're more apt to share your emotions, your expressions, some form of happiness and contentment that you experience. You will share your ideas around what happiness is. That's how you give, by sharing of your heart, sharing of your experience. I want to know what you're feeling, like in the deepest parts of your heart. What's unconsciously going through this person's mind when they think about you? They may not even realize that this is what's going through their mind. The Two of Pentacles. There's something about you seeing this person as being undecided. Subconsciously, this person sees you as someone who is juggling, who's not sure what they want, who busies themselves doing everything, but maybe not what they feel like you should be doing. Like you're all over the place, maybe juggling, but not really settling in any one place. Someone who's very busy. Subconsciously, they see you as possibly seeing them as a choice, seeing them as an option or an opportunity. Subconsciously, how do they see you? The Eight of Pentacles. Very busy. And that other piece of competition may be your job. They see you as holding your job in a high place, probably equal to a significant other. They feel like when they look at you, there's something that says that they may need to compete with what you do for work or what you do if you have a business. There are things that you are focused on, and they see themselves coming second to that or having to compete with that for some reason. Subconsciously, they also see you as there's something that they give you props. Like there is, no matter how they see you or what it is, what conclusions they draw, there's a level of respect they have because of your tenacity, right? They see you as very hardworking and driving, like a driving force towards what it is that you want. They see you as someone who focuses in very hard, like almost to a mastery level. They see you very focused and determined. One more time. And we have the Lovers, right? They absolutely see you as their possible someone that has been sent. The Lovers is the energy in this card, this deck. The Lovers is not only about this soulmate, this divine counterpart type of energy, but this card brings in a third party for this deck. So they see you again subconsciously. They know they're going to have to compete for you. Now, how they're responding to that, we're going to find out here in a moment. How they're responding to what they see. And this might be subconsciously. They may not even realize that they are doing this or they're seeing or responding to this. Spiritual. You feel a calling to a higher power. Now, who or what that is depending upon who's, being read here. But in your heart, you feel a drawing to your creator, to your source. However you see that, there's this connection that you have. For some of you, that could be religious. For others, it could be spiritual. But there's something deep within that makes you understand the spiritual part of who you are. In your core is spiritual. So you may have been raised under your beliefs, but how do you express that with the Ace of Wands? Through ideas, through your connection. I feel like I'm talking to someone who is absolutely divinely connected, because out of you pours this belief, this expression. It's almost like spirit might use you. You could be, I could be speaking to someone who channels, someone who allows their vessel to be used for communication. It almost feels like you allow this information to pour right through you. And you express it mentally. You express it mentally and verbally, your ideas, freedom of speech, freedom of thought. You are an open vessel for the creator to express through. And at the core is this spiritual belief that is flowing through you. Okay, and how are you viewing them subconsciously? You don't even realize you are responding, or not responding, but seeing them this way, or kind of having this type of thought. It could be unconscious. We have the Six of Pentacles. I mean, the Four of Pentacles. I'm sorry, not the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. So you're seeing them as, I don't know why you see them as stingy. What is it about this person that makes you feel like they're stingy, or they are very reserved? If it's not stingy with what they have, you see them as being very reserved and closed off for some reason. And this is subconsciously. You don't even realize that you are actually imagining or visualizing. There's a part of you that is seeing them in this way, as somebody that's very reserved. On the outside, you see this as someone very alluring, very attractive for you. But at the same time, there's something underneath that shows you a different side. You're actually feeling a whole different energy coming from this person. And it feels a little bit reserved. How are you seeing them subconsciously? The Five of Pentacles. How are you seeing them unconsciously? And look at what comes out on the other side, the Lovers. There's absolutely some type of connection between you two. You are absolutely seeing each other in the same light. How you're responding could be a little bit different. So you're seeing them as a bit reserved, and you're also seeing them in the light of someone who has been separated in some type of way, and feels, maybe even you see them as someone who has been left. There's some change that took place that may have, I don't know why you're seeing them in a way that makes you feel like they've been left behind, or that they're suffering in some type of way. It could be physically, it could be financially. You see them going through a rough time. You see them having a hard time with this. There's something about them unconsciously where you are analyzing their financial situation and drawing some conclusion about that. Now, the fact that the Lovers came out on both sides is pretty interesting. I know on the light side, there's something about a third party that comes out here in the reading. Give me 1 second here. So there's something about this person that feels very safe when it comes to love. The Lovers on this side talks about understanding the ins and outs of love. There's a sense of experience here that makes you feel unconsciously safe with this person. Makes you feel safe with this person unconsciously. Though there's a lot of temptation that you're seeing, you are conscious of that. Unconsciously, you still feel safe with this person. Now, there's no such thing as a true belief without action, right? How do you, or what do you believe about taking action regarding these beliefs? The Wheel of Fortune. So you feel like it's fated. You feel like it's destined, like you don't really have to do anything. Everything is happening as it should, that you just have to be open and follow along with what is unfolding. This is definitely divinely inspired action. That's what you believe. You believe that the action is brought to you and you receive it and act on it. Now, how do those play out in real time? By small little seeds that you plant. This feels like intention involved in your action. When you do something, you expect a harvest. You don't just do things just to be doing them. There's a purpose behind what you choose to do and how you choose to act out of your belief. There's always an intention behind it. You would call it like planting seeds or planting, purpose that you expect a harvest from. You expect something back. And so you do things with intention, very intentional. Now, I'm going to take a look at how you are responding, whether your response is to your conscious thoughts about this person or the unconscious thoughts. How are you responding? Because really, it doesn't matter, right? We operate out of our subconscious all day long and don't even realize half of the stuff we're doing until we become conscious of it. So it doesn't matter. There's some reaction that's happening, whether it's from the conscious concept or the unconscious. How are you reacting? The Six of Cups. How are you reacting? I'm sorry, how are they reacting to you? How are they reacting to you? I don't know if this is someone in your past. The Six of Cups is giving me that energy of someone that's in your past. And then the Page of Wands. It's almost like they are trying to move back towards you. They're trying to create something, an entrance. How are they reacting, whether consciously or subconsciously? How they're feeling, how are they reacting towards you? So I have the Six of Cups and the Page of Wands and the Two of Swords. So outright, they want to move back. They want to open something up, create something again. But there's something that has them in their head with the Two of Swords. It's almost like they are undecided as far as what they want. They're undecided. They may even be purposefully trying to ignore the connection, what's obvious here. They may be trying to ignore it. And so on one part, I feel like this is someone, it could be someone from the past, or it could be someone, when they think of you, you remind them of someone from the past. There is a desire, I feel like, to do something about this, to create something out of those feelings, those desires, those thoughts. But the Two of Swords is like, I don't know if it's real. Am I just dreaming? Is this real? There's like a willing blindness to this. And so though there's a part that wants to move and react, there is a part also that refuses to see or choose or make a choice. So let's take a look. What is the path that you're on? And what do you want to move towards? We have the Sun. I feel like you bring some source of light, some source of information. You are a path revealer. And I feel like a lot of that happens through you living your life, through you moving forward on your journey, opens up the path for others and turns on a light for others. So the path that you're on is one of enlightenment, great contentment, great joy. How do you walk this path? And how are you moving forward? Page of Wands. You're learning. You understand that life is about learning every step of the way. You're learning. With the Page of Wands, this is like realizing you don't know even the half of it. Like you're learning as you go. There could be a large part of your experience too that is open for everyone to see. You could be learning before the world as your audience. But there's a strong desire to know. There's a path that you're walking that allows you to continuously receive and learn. It is a learning path. The Page of Wands is a need for information. And so that is how you walk, and that is how you pursue this. This belief is through your need for information and being open to discovery and learning. You could have a belief around your spirituality that life is about learning. We've come here to learn something. right? You could be under the concept or belief, I do too, that this is like an earth school. We come here to have an experience, to learn, and then we move on to the next lesson on our journey. Yeah. Are you reacting? The Eight of Pentacles. Wow. The Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. I almost feel like you are, they hit you right on the nose. They see you in this Eight of Pentacles energy. There's something very significant that they know where your priorities are. It's almost like you're not even reacting at all. You're focused on work. You're focused on your goal. You're focused on reaching some goal that you have. Like your mind is on something totally different. You're not reacting to it at all. Your mind is totally somewhere else. And I feel like there's a lot about how they see you, how you see them. I mean, that you kind of, they could be mirroring you. Because I'm feeling this Knight of Wands with this energy down here. The Three of Wands, your mind is on establishing yourself. Your mind is possibly on travel, moving from this space, moving towards something bigger, or getting some level of experience under your belt. I don't feel like you are responding to how you're feeling. It's obvious that there is some connection because the Lovers came out on both sides, but I don't know. Let's see. And so how will you know that this message is for you? I feel like you will know. There's no doubt about that, because what I've said will just align. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and the Four of Cups. I feel like you are not the average Joe. You're not the average Jane. You could probably be someone who is very selective, very mature, very experienced, reserved right now, and have very high values. With 9-9, that's, and you may be changing as we speak, as you're receiving more information and your experiences are showing you more about what things are. You may be changing as we speak, constantly lifting the bar, excuse me. Let's see here. I'm just going to get one last message here from Spirit. I would definitely say that you are walking the walk, not just talking the talk. It feels like you are very invested in what it is that you believe, and that there's a really good balance. I feel like because you are open to discovery, that came out as the way that you pursue this. I mean, there's the realization that you don't know everything, that you're still learning, and you're open to that, to discovery. As a matter of fact, I feel like a lot of the cards showed you as an open vessel, an open channel to receive and to channel information. And so it's not like, it doesn't feel like your goal is to exemplify. It just feels like your experience is the witness. Your experience is the witness. Will this ever turn into something? Will this ever realize itself? Will it ever materialize? Will anyone follow up on their conscious or subconscious leadings? Let's see. The Emperor says no. Oh no, The Emperor says maybe, maybe. What is this deciding factor here? The Emperor says maybe this might materialize. What would be the deciding factor here for this to materialize? The Hangman. So there will need to be a lot of relinquishing control. There could be a lot of energy around fear of losing control, or even feeling vulnerable. There could be a lot of going back and forth. So the ability to relinquish control is big here. If this is ever to materialize, someone or both would need to release control. What else? We have the Four of Wands and we have the Lovers. I also feel like there will need to be a lot of maturity and happiness within self, right? One of the biggest mistakes that we make, especially with connections or partnerships, is we enter into these connections hoping that this person has what we need, right? Not understanding that we have what we need, right? The Four of Wands says that there's a bit of comfort and contentment within self, with home, coming home to self, being comfortable and happy within yourself, being harmonious within yourself. I feel like Spirit is just saying that will need to be from both sides, this sense of self-contentment. And then there needs to be like a mutual affection and a mutual attraction. I don't know if that is, I know there's a lot of attraction that you feel towards them. There's a lot of temptation that you feel when it comes to them. But as far as attraction, I didn't get a lot of that on this side. I got a lot of emotional yearning. But as far as attraction, there's something about there needing to be a mutual pull from both sides. It needs to be reciprocal. Okay. So whether this happens or not, I don't know. It will depend on if someone's able to release control, if someone feels very comfortable with themselves, and if someone is willing to do the work or to act on what it is that they're feeling, right? That's what I'm getting. Let me know if it resonates. The energies that I have for the person that's thinking about you, I have Cancer, Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Libra. Okay, for the person that's thinking about you. And your energy, you could be a fire sign, more than likely a Sagittarius. You could be a Taurus. You could be a Scorpio. You could be an Aries. You could be a Taurus. You could be a Capricorn. You could be a Gemini. You could be a Virgo. You could be an Aries, or you can be a Sagittarius. Okay. So that's what I have. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to read. I know this was a little different. Let me know if it resonates. And if you like this, this possibly could be something that I do more often. Let me know. Okay. That's what I have. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. What's the last message? Inner trust. Kind of looks like the High Priestess for me. And the Empress as well, which came out in your reading. This is all about how you see your spiritual system. I do feel like it came out as being something that was based on a certain type of thought around spirituality, leading back to the woman, leading back to yourself, if not the woman, right? But leading back to yourself. Though it may be cloaked and hidden, within you lies natural magnificence, vibrancy, and true uniqueness. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you right now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world and to let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you the message that it is time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. So this may be certain spiritual insights and beliefs that you have not necessarily allowed to be openly observed, or there could be parts of what you believe that you haven't quite been open and honest about. Spirit is saying, don't hide it. Like, let it live on your sleeve. Wear them on your sleeve, those beliefs, because you're being assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things, right? Your spirituality comes from within. Sometimes what you sense will be love and will be opening to your heart and more easily drive you towards the source of that love. It could be in the form of another person, a new career path, a project which you care for deeply and you want to pursue, or it could be a spiritual, which is what we're talking about, or a creative practice that you are keen to explore. That's what we're talking about right there. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging than this and will ask something different of you. You might be fearful or ready to sabotage things. This might be intentions being projected onto you from others, from situations around you. But this oracle is asking you to trust yourself, to find the most authentic and self-loving way to deal with that. It might be that you were drawn to this card because you are unnecessarily holding back types of fear or lacking belief in your ability to support and care for yourself, or in the importance of your need for self-expression in your relationships. You might be holding things back. The Nine of Pentacles says that you're way equipped. You're okay. You have all the support that you need, and it's intrinsic. Okay? This is about inner trust that's coming to you through this guidance. Trust yourself that you know what you're doing, that you have the wisdom and the intuition to be able to really operate in this place, to place yourself more fully out there in the world, to take steps to unhide yourself even. Even if you feel like at times you don't have a clue what is happening and you can't quite see the whole picture around what's taking place within you or around you, that's okay too. You still have all of the wisdom and all of the intuitive ability that you need to step out there one step at a time and navigate your way through anything that is brought to you. You have the ability to navigate it. And so this might be you. Maybe you've been thinking about doing things differently, maybe allowing yourself to be more creative in your work, in your spiritual walk, in your spiritual expression. Well, this message is coming to you to trust yourself in this process. Even if things are shifting currently, trust it. Yeah, trust it. Big, small, known, unknown. You're being drawn forward and you are being positioned to take off, to fly. Sometimes we don't realize it unless we're pushed outside of the nest, just like the baby bird. That's what Spirit is doing today. Okay? Trust yourself. High Priestess, High Priest. I feel like you're walking the walk and talking the talk. This feels a really good feeling, a good balanced reading. So whoever that's for, Spirit is just letting you know you have everything you need and you are on the right path. Okay, so keep going, keep learning, keep being open. Okay. All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Maybe this was encouragement for someone. We'll see you next time.